Hello guys, welcome to a new video. The second video for today will be gold. So let's just do some analysis on gold and see if we can't get any trade ideas. So if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe and you also hit the bell icon so that we can reach more people. And also if you want to learn this style of trading in more details, you can always text me and then we will take it from there. Maybe there will be a few people that I'm teaching before the end of the year so that we enter 2023 with the new and then the knowledge that you can apply and always improve yourself so that you don't because I know some of you have been through a lot, the indicators, the robots, signals, but all has been failing. So it's high time now you come to your senses and see that it's best if you do this your own way, if you are the one that is trading, not this thing of wasting money on robots and indicators and signals. So let's get started. So this is our gold and we are going to start with the monthly chart and we will work our way down until we get to the time frames that we'll be trading. So on gold, you can see that if you want to mark a nice area of support, you can take this one here, but you mustn't ignore what this guy is doing. From here, anywhere from here, the price might start to react. So let's just bring a horizontal line. So anywhere from here, the price might react, but a strong one would be this one here. So we'll see how the price reacts on the price as it's just moving down towards those areas. So when it gets there, you know that you can start buying, and hopefully that will be where the price is turning and having a deeper pullback moving up for a couple of months. We're not saying that when it's moving up for a couple of months on H1, H4, it will be doing the same thing. You can have a very strong bearish trend as the price is moving up. For as long as it's on smaller time frames, it will not change the structure on these time frames. Something like this, you see this tail here, you'll find that on smaller time frames it was a very nice move to the upside. So that's why you say when it's moving up for a couple of months, it will be something that is happening on bigger time frames. So you need to make sure that if you're planning on holding for long term, you mustn't entertain smaller time frames. Stay there on your bigger time frames and only focus on the structure there. So this being our support here, near the resistance would be that one up there. So that's what we're saying. If it touches there, it has got higher chances of pushing up until there, but it still has some space before it can hit that support. Now let's check what we have on weekly. On weekly, this is what we have, right? And if we were to find the nearest area of support, if you look here, we do have a rally base, a rally, which is the support there. This one here. So there's your support and you hit it, and the nearest resistance is this one that you hit last week, 2 weeks back, and then you came back. If you still remember, the previous video that I made on this channel about gold was when the price was inside that resistance and we were talking about you searching for trades to go to the downside, and you did exactly that. So now on this time frame, we're still in between the very same support and the resistance, and we are nearer the support, which means you can take trades to go to the upside. But remember, it mustn't be something that you say you're going to take and it's a long-term kind of a thing, simply because long-term time frames are saying there's a possibility that this can do something like this, can drop a bit before moving up. So you need to be careful. So now this time frame is still very much bearish, the same way as what you're having on your monthly. So this being a bearish time trend, you've got a bearish trend line, you've got the nearest resistance that was hit. Now the price is inside the support, and you can see that 2 weeks back, what happened was that the price gave you what we call bullish rejection candlestick. So maybe that would be a sign that we can push up to at least there. Then you will see what happens when you get there and you get to the trend line, somewhere around there. We will see about that. But if the price moves down lower than this, then that's when you know that what the bulls were trying to do with their pin bar has failed. We will just see. All will be decided this week. So let's see what we have on daily so that we can see if we can find trade ideas, right? So on daily, if you remember, we were moving up nicely. We had a very nice area, not a nice looking one, area of support, and then the price came back and it touched it, it bounced up. And when it was moving up, it did have a trend line, a bearish trend line, and the bearish trend line also was broken after the price made this low. And when you broke that bearish trend line, we even went higher than the area of resistance. So meaning from around here, we can have a nice trade to go to the upside. But now the problem is that when it was moving up after breaking it, what the price did was that it had this trend line, but you could not. Now the trend line seems like it's being challenged. So what I think you should do, right, is that you wait for the price to reach around this. maybe on your H4 you'll have a nice zone around this. So when the price gets to this, right, you can say, if it gives me confirmation, then I can buy, and then the minimum, or the minimum price that I'll be targeting will be this one. Because of what? As much as we said on weekly, you did have that bullish rejection candlestick, the price pushing up, trying to reach the weekly resistance again, or the trend line. It doesn't mean that this resistance does not exist. It's there, and you can see what it did. It pushed down, broke a trend line. So it is strong. So that's why when the price gets there, you don't have to fight that. You just have to exit and look at, just watch. If you leave one trade running, make sure that your stop loss, you put it somewhere up there so that you lock in some profits. Should the price be rejected and come back, you know that you don't lose all the profit that you had gained. So when the price gets to this, you're going to wait for confirmation. Then we're buying, targeting this. I hope that makes sense. So let's see on weekly if we don't have, on H4, if we don't have any, yes, that area is this one. So this is a very nice support. This is nice support, which is inside that daily one. And on this time frame, it pushed up and broke that trend line, right? So now that's why I'm saying when the price, if it gets here, you're waiting for confirmation. Then you're going to take that and take it all the way up to around there, right? And if you think about it, so on daily, that area that you're targeting is the same one that pushed down and broke a trend line, which is the same thing here. So on this, if you want, you can put, say your trend line was there, which means you're going to be targeting, let me just show you, just remove some of the stuff. You'll be targeting this, because it is the one that pushed it down and broke the trend line, right? So when that happened, maybe you wanted to catch a pullback to the downside. Unfortunately, you missed it by a couple of points there. And again, the movement to the downside, it's not a smooth move. So that was not a good zone. The guys that are in the mentorship, they know how to assess a zone. I teach you how to identify something, how to mark it, and how to assess it, so that you make your decision to say, is it a good zone? Is it a bad zone? Therefore, can I take trades from it, or must I wait for confirmation? So this one, like I did here, I showed you that this is a very nice area of support, but we need to wait for confirmation, simply because it is inside the daily zone that does not look nice. And again, simply because, yes, it started a bullish trend, but the bullish trend seems to be, violated because we broke the structures of it. But when you get to this with confirmation, it only makes sense that we wait for confirmation, because this can end up being taken out, like I already mentioned when we were on weekly, saying you give us a bullish rejection candlesticks. If you break it below, then this has got higher chances of just continuing in that trend. The same thing here. If it breaks this, which is what the same weekly one, then it will be something else. So that's why you have to wait and let the price show you that it wants to turn here before you can enter. But otherwise, you just wait. Patience, guys, patience. So now let's see, right? And let's just look at H1 and see if we can't get anything, right? So remember, we are targeting somewhere around this. So on H1 is definitely bearish. And if maybe, let's say you wanted to say this one here. So when the price gets to this, if maybe, like, say now it does this and gets to this resistance, you can say I'm selling from that resistance. I'll be targeting this, but still you need to wait for some confirmation. Also, you need to wait for confirmation, because there's a lot that is happening here. So you need to wait for confirmation. If the price gives you confirmation there, then you can target this. You need to exit, and this, remember, it's at that weekly bullish rejection candlesticks around the tail of it. If you get some confirmation there, you'll be targeting, remember, around this. So that's all that you can expect from gold. So you don't have to complicate things. The same way, you see the way I'm teaching you here, I have got all these concepts lined up to teach, and so that at the end of the day, you know how to approach the market. You know what you're looking for. Because some of you waste money because you are trying to trade, but yet you don't have a strategy. You don't have any set of rules to say that I'm only entering when I see 1, 2, 3. You enter in the middle of nowhere. You enter because you saw a bullish candlestick, or you saw, maybe, let's say, a bearish rejection candlestick. That time, the bearish rejection candlestick that you're talking about is happening at a support. So why are you selling at a support? So those are some of the smaller things that if you neglect them, you're going to pay a big price one day. All right, so that's all that we can expect from gold. Hopefully you will be able to catch some trades from it. And if you like this style of trading, just give us a sub there and also a like, so that the video can be pushed towards other people, so that they can also watch and gain the knowledge that you are gaining. Or if you want more of this knowledge, I'm planning on taking just a smaller group for the end of the year already I took some guys, or some of them already, they see the light, especially those that I'm done with them already. They see the light, but they can always contact me so that if they have more questions, I'm always ready to answer, because I want to make sure that if you come to me and you want to learn from me, I make sure that it's a must for you to understand these concepts, so that even when I'm not there, you don't have to wait for me. You're not going to wait for me to say I'll give you a signal, or no, I don't give signals. I teach you how to create your high odd signals, high probability signals. That's what I want. All right, guys, so I'll see you in the next video, and good luck with your trading for this coming week. So you can use some of this analysis to sort of search for trades, and hopefully also go well. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.